Perhaps the most influential scientist of the 21st century, Stephen Hawking has undeniably shaped our understanding of modern physics. His 1974 discovery that black holes emit radiation placed him in the spotlight of quantum mechanics and theoretical physics, having made an irrefutable impact upon the field before his death in 2018. This remarkable man achieved great things in his lifetime, and whether you know him from his iconic accomplishments or his appearances on TV shows, his work truly outlives him. However, with constant developments in physics and technology, he certainly left us warnings regarding the darker side of future scientific breakthroughs that we are yet to see. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 subjects Stephen Hawking warned us about. Without a world government, technology will destroy us. The potential threat of technology is not one that Hawking had ignored. The fantasy that humans may be able to create such powerful devices, or rather entities, is no longer fiction, but rather a not-too-distant reality drawing closer and closer each day. In a 2017 interview with The Times, Hawking made comments that a world government of some description would ensure that we are regulating technology. He expressed a belief that the innate aggression that humans biologically have poses a threat of conflict with technology, and that a world government would theoretically be successful in monitoring that, and so preventing threats of nuclear or biological war. On the other hand, Hawking had considered the possible political implications of a world government, in acknowledging the opportunity for corruption and tyranny within this potential system and the possibility that it may create more issues than it solves. The threats and dangers posed to us can come in the form of our own instinctive human aggression, which Hawking credits to Darwin's theory of evolution. Our logic and reason can be overshadowed by innate aggression, initially purposeful in survival, but creates a sense of impulsivity that must be regulated. Developments in technology also facilitate the advancement of artificial intelligence, or AI, that may become too independent from us. AI that may develop enough power to kill or harm us, of course, presents physical danger, though Hawking suggests that the problem is not if they become evil or malicious, but instead if they become too successful. If an AI has goals, it will, to the best of its ability, achieve them, and so issues arise when the goals of artificial intelligence and ours fail to coordinate, or, as said by Stephen Hawking himself, a super-intelligent AI will be extremely good at accomplishing its goals, and if those goals are not aligned with ours, we're in trouble. This cautious attitude regarding artificial intelligence isn't one that Dr. Hawking is alone in holding. Other notable figures within the field, such as Elon Musk, share similar reservations when it comes to the ability of us versus technology, as they view it as a potential risk. The risk of technology outperforming us is an increasingly present one, and not one we can ignore, and perhaps, in a more ideal world, the proposition of a world government would seem like the obvious choice. But with the cruel and corrupt potential it brings, we have to ask, do we think one individual can cope with so much influence? Essays reveal that Hawking predicted a race of superhumans. Superheroes and their villainous counterparts may be what you immediately think of when you hear superhumans. But for the wealthy, a future with genetic modifications leading to a superhuman race is more realistic than you might imagine. Hawking's discussions surrounding this subject have been deemed relatively controversial. DNA editing practices, namely CRISPR-Cas9, exist. This technique allows scientists to edit specific parts of the genome, allowing harmful genes to be removed and genes to be added to. Currently, its primary use is in hospital and medical settings. For children with leukemia, removing the harmful gene presents an option in cases where other treatments have deemed their case incurable. The CRISPR-Cas9 technique is effectively selecting one part of the genome and deleting it. This works by using CRISPR, a guide molecule made of RNA, known as ribonucleic acid, to guide and target the desired part of the genetic code on the DNA double helix. The CRISPR or the RNA molecule is attached to the Cas9, a bacterial enzyme, essentially creating a pair of molecular scissors to cut the DNA. This means the DNA can be removed or new pieces inserted, making precise genetic editing a reality. Hawking expressed his belief that as this technology becomes more mainstream and widely accessible, those who could afford it would begin to edit the DNA of both themselves and their children. In a series of essays and articles, as well as his book A Brief History of Time, Hawking addresses the potential danger this may have upon society. The impact would divide between those who can and cannot afford gene editing procedures and the subsequent effect upon politics. Professor Hawking, within these essays, mentions his belief that laws will be implemented in order to control the editing and changing of DNA, but that the desire for prolonged and improved lives will ultimately be too tempting. The editing of genes could ultimately create a divide between unimproved humans and improved humans. The consequent implication here is that those of us who are unimproved would be unable to compete in society for jobs, political standing and success until we become insignificant or extinct entirely. Hawking states, there will be a race of self-designing beings who are improving at an ever-increasing rate. On the other hand, in addition to the financial barrier, a potential disincentive to undergoing DNA editing procedures are the health risks, potential side effects or complications whilst having the treatments completed. Would parents subject their perfectly healthy children to this possible danger? Would they have the surgery done themselves to pass their traits onto their offspring? Dr. Hawking warned us about alien contact. An age-old question that has played on the minds of scientists for centuries is, are we alone in the universe? Whilst it is true that even the least scientific-minded of us would love to know what other life, if any, there is in the universe, Hawking has given us warnings as to the possible consequences of making ourselves known to other life forms, despite us attempting to reveal our location for decades now. Largely, Hawking wants us to gain some perspective as to our relevance. If a civilization billions of years more advanced than us found our societies, then we could be as meaningful to them as bacteria and microorganisms are to us. Their ability to harm us, dismiss us, or purge us of our resources could be a realistic threat that Hawking advised we should keep in mind. For years, in attempting to make contact with other potential civilizations, we have sent signals and messages trying to find other life forms and awaited potential signals from elsewhere. Under Hawking's advice and the Breakthrough Listen project, a shift has been undergone, where scientists are looking for foreign life form signals as opposed to sending out our own. The Breakthrough Listen project, funded by Yuri Milner, is a method of attempting to find intelligent alien life. The procedure is scanning the stars closest to the Earth for radio signals. Some movements and interactions that have warranted further investigation include Tabby's star, due to its dimming and brightening. While one explanation for this may be an advanced civilization, it is perhaps more plausible to assume a comet swarm is the cause of the apparent flickering of the star. The 2016 documentary, Stephen Hawking's Favourite Places, sees Hawking explain and explore his favourite places in the universe, in which he speaks about Gliese 832c, a planet 16 light-years away, and how this would be a prime place for the Breakthrough Listen project to scan. Hawking does suggest that even if we do receive signals or messages from other life forms, it may be in our best interest to avoid responding at all. Even though Hawking has played a significant role and had a key contribution to the mission to attempt to find extraterrestrial life, he is a large critic of the work. We have to ask the question that if we were to find other life forms, what would we do? Would humans respect and leave peace, or attempt to colonize and invade? How can we anticipate a positive reaction to others finding human life? The advancement of modern technology and our ever-growing scientific knowledge truly is remarkable, and a feat that we should marvel at. Scientists that help us in our discoveries are a testament to all that the human race can achieve. However, we have to heed the warnings great minds give us and remember that fantasizing about the creations we can engineer and knowledge we can gain does not eliminate the danger that these discoveries present. Will the human race form a world government? Will we find alien life? Would we communicate if we do? The possibilities of what science can bring us in the future are near limitless, but how far should we push the boundaries? But what do you make of these subjects that Stephen Hawking has warned us about? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.